Traditionally, an archive aims to preserve the past, present, and future. This is done through the collection and curation of information by either an organisation or an individual. When it comes to the archives of artists and designers, the materials typically collected include photographs, audiovisual material, sketches, exhibition materials, and both incomplete and complete works. For most of history, archives have been physical, real things that are often incomplete and fragile. Historically, these archives have told select stories and preserved limited histories, depending on who has controlled them, like governments, private or religious organisations, and galleries or museums. As a result, they've often been difficult to access and closely tied to the curator's agenda. However, in the late 20th century, thanks to the introduction of the internet, archival digitisation projects began in earnest. This has made materials far more accessible, allowing people to access them remotely. Not only that, but it also allows individuals to filter content, making it much easier to find relevant information. In addition to digitising existing archives, the rise of the internet has given birth to purely digital ones as well. One example being the Internet Archive, a non-profit digital library launched in 1996. Their mission is to preserve and provide free access to digital content. To date, they have collected over 835 billion web pages, 44 million books, 15 million audio recordings, 10.6 million videos, and 1 million software programs. What sets the Internet Archive apart from other archives is that anyone can sign up for a free account and upload media. This, in my opinion, removes the control that some archivists have historically used to further their own agendas. Now let's take a quick detour and define appropriation in the artistic sense. According to MoMA, appropriation is the intentional borrowing, copying, and alteration of existing images and objects. This practice has deep roots in works such as Picasso's Cubist collages and Duchamp's ready-mades. It gained prominence with movements such like Surrealism and pop art. Artists like Warhol, Koons, and Levine challenged the concept of authorship. They altered, changed, and adapted familiar imagery, recontextualizing it. They moved beyond symbols of our popular culture, advertising, and art history to create works that stand for something different. Today, the practice of appropriation involves navigating legal, ethical, and creative considerations. In most countries, laws protect the rights of original creators, but in some places, a fair use policy allows copyrighted material to be used under specific conditions. For example, if it's a transformative use, meaning the original work, is altered to add a new meaning, expression, or message. Ethical concerns also come into play, demanding respect for the original creator and their work's cultural contribution. The best way I've heard appropriation described is as a specific strategy of reference in the arts, a practice similar to paraphrasing or quoting. Now let's bring everything together. I believe combining works from digitized archives with the practice of artistic appropriation, when done properly, can lead to the creation of truly amazing works of art and design. Why do I think this? Well, in my view, the fact that so much valuable information is now available to anyone across the world means that people from all walks of life can combine their own intrinsic experiences and knowledge with this treasure trove of information. This gives them the freedom to share their perspectives, ideas, and creativity through art and design, and the potential to create unique, individual, and breathtaking work that adds new context in unexpected ways is just enormous. These works can communicate new ideas, social messages, cultural commentary, etc. Take the work of Refik Anadol, for example. He created a generative AI artwork called Unsupervised, which uses MoMA's 200-year-old collection to create an ever-changing, evolving display of digital patterns. Another example is Mitchell Whitelaw's Succession. His work is a website that generates art, or fossils, from images depicting the history of Newcastle upon Tyne. Each fossil is created randomly from over 2,000 images sourced from Flickr Commons, Tyne and Wear Archives, the Internet Archive, and the British Library. The result? a possibility of 8 million combinations that compress the city's cultural heritage into layered visuals. I believe that works like these have only scratched the surface of what's possible when combining artistic appropriation with the use of digital archives. And that's why it excites me about what the future may hold.